Gyanakosha, an encyclopedia of Vedic knowledge by Pact. Vedas. Rig Veda.
ओम गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवज्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पतः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः
Hymns on various deities. Bhaga. Sanskrit Bhaga is a term for Lord, patron, but also for wealth and prosperity. Personified Bhaga is one of the Adityas, a god of wealth and marriage in Hinduism. Virabhadra, a great powerful hero created by Shiva, once blinded him. In the Rig Veda, Bhaga is the god who supervises the distribution of goods and destiny to each man corresponding to his merits. The word apparently is cognative to Bhagavan and Bhagya, terms used in several Indian languages to refer to God and destiny respectively. In some references, Bhaga, Bhaga or Bhagya is mistermed as Lord's son. In fact, Bhagya is the son of Lord's son. Father, son awarded him with the powers to give away or take away anything from the human race. Mandala 7, Sukta 41, Rishi Vasishtha Maitravarni in Jagati meter visualized Bhaga. Agni at dawn and Indra we invoke at dawn, and Varuna and Mitra and the Ashwins twine Bhaga at dawn, Pusan and Brahma Manaspati, Soma at dawn, Rudra we will invoke at dawn. We will invoke strong early conquering Bhaga, the son of Aditi, the great supporter, thinking of whom the poor, even the mighty, even the king himself says, give me Bhaga. Bhaga, our guide, Bhaga, whose gifts are faithful, favor this song and give us wealth. O Bhaga, Bhaga, augment our store of kine and horses. Bhaga, may we be rich in men and heroes. So may felicity be ours at present, and when the day approaches, and at noontide, and may we still, O bounteous one, at sunset be happy in the deity's loving kindness. May Bhaga verily be bliss bestower, and through him God's may happiness attend us. As such, O Bhaga, all with might invoke thee. As such be thou our champion here, O Bhaga. To this our worship may all dawns incline them, and come to the pure place like Dhadikravana. As strong steeds draw a chariot, may they bring us hitherward, Bhaga, who discovers treasure. May blessed mornings dawn on us forever with wealth of kine, of horses and of heroes, streaming with all abundance pouring fatness, preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. Cow. Cow is a highly revered animal in the Indian culture, and Hindus are duty bound to protect it. In Rig Veda, cow slaughter has been declared a heinous crime equivalent to human murder, and it has been said that those who commit this crime should be punished. The Aganya cows, which are not to be killed under any circumstances, may keep themselves healthy by use of pure water and green grass, so that we may be endowed with virtues, knowledge, and wealth. The Vedic lexicon Nighantu gives, amongst other synonyms of gau or cow, the words Aganya, Ahi, and Aditi. Yaksha, the commentator on Nighantu, defines these as Aganya, the one that ought not to be killed, Ahi, the one that must not be slaughtered, Aditi, the one that ought not to be cut into pieces. These three names of cow signify that the animal ought not to be put to tortures. These words appear frequently throughout the Vedas in context of the cows. Cow, the Aganya, brings us wealth and prosperity. There should be excellent facility for pure water for Aganya cow. Those who feed on human, horse or animal flesh, and those who destroy milk-giving Aganya cows should be severely punished. Do not kill the cow. Cow is innocent, and Aditi, that ought not to be cut into pieces. The entire 28th Sukta or hymn of 6th Mandala of Rig Veda sings the glory of cow. Everyone should ensure that cows are free from miseries and kept healthy. God blesses those who take care of cows. Even the enemy should not use any weapon on cows. No one should slaughter the cow. Cow brings prosperity and strength. If cows keep healthy and happy, men and women shall also keep disease-free and prosperous. May the cow eat green grass and pure water. May they not be killed and bring prosperity to us. So what more proofs does one need to understand the high esteem in which not only the cow but each living being is held in the Vedas? The learned audience can decide for themselves from these evidences that the Vedas are completely against any inhuman practice. To top it all, the beef and cow slaughter. So, Mandala 6, Sukta 28, Rishi Bharadwaja in Meter Trishtup visualized cows. The kind have come and brought good fortune. Let them rest in the cow pen and be happy near us. Here let them stay prolific, many-colored, and yield through many months their milk for Indra. Indra aids him who offers sacrifice and gifts. He takes not what is his and gives him more thereto. Increasing ever more and ever more his wealth, he makes the pious dwell within unbroken bounds. These are never lost. No robber ever injures them. No evil-minded foe attempts to harass them. The master of the kind lives many a year with these, the cows whereby he pours his gifts and serves the gods. The charger with his dusty brows overtakes them not, and never to the shambles do they take their way. These cows, the cattle of the pious worshipper, roam over widespread pasture where no danger is. To me the cows seem Bhaga, they seem Indra, they seem a portion of the first poured Soma. These present cows, they, O ye Indra, I long for Indra with my heart and spirit. O cows, if fattened, them the worn and wasted, and make the unlovely beautiful to look on. Prosper my house, with auspicious voices. Your power is glorified in our assemblies. Crop goodly, pasteurize, and be prolific. Drink pure, sweet water at good drinking places. Never be thief or sinful man your matter, and may the dart of Rudra still avoid you. Now let this close admixture be close intermingled with these cows. Mandala 10, Sukta 169, Rishi Kashinvata Sabhara, imitated Tristiv, hailed cows. May the wind blow upon our cows with healing. May they eat herbage full of vigorous juices. May they drink waters rich in life and fatness. To foot that moves on, feet be gracious, Rudra. Like colored, various hued, or single colored, whose names through sacrifice are known to Agni, whom the Angirasas produced by fervor. What save to these, Paranjanya, great protection? Those who have offered to the gods their bodies, whose varied forms are all well known to Soma, those grant us in our cattle open, O Indra, with their full streams of milk and plenteous offspring. Prajapati, bestowing these upon me, one-minded with all gods and with the fathers, hast to our cow pen brought auspicious cattle. So may we own the offspring they will bear us. Dies, the gambler's lament, is one of the hymns of the Rig Veda which do not have any direct cultic or religious contest. It is found in the late 10th book, Mandala 10, Sukta 34, where most of such hymns on miscellaneous topics are found, suggesting a date of compilation corresponding to the early Indian Iron Age. It is considered the poem to be most beautiful among the non-religious poems of the Rig Veda. Considering that it is the oldest composition of the kind in existence, we cannot but regard this poem as the most remarkable literary product. The poem comprises a monologue of a repentant gambler who laments the ruin brought on him because of addiction to the dice. The poem is deductive in nature and shows early indications of the proverbial and sententious poetry in later Hindu texts. Gambler's Lament was originally constructed as a spell to ensure victory in a game of dice, which was later converted into a cautionary poem by an anonymous poet. The poem testifies to the popularity of gambling among all classes of Vedic Aryans. The gambling dice, aksha, were made from nuts of Terminalia berylica vibhandaka into an oblong shape with 4 scoring sides. Krita 4, Treta 3, Dwapara deuce, Kali ace. The gambler who drew a multiple of 4 won the game. This also denotes the 4 yugas in the Mahayuga. The Mandala 10, Shukta 34, Rishi Kavasha Elusha in meter Tristiv visualized the dice and the great gambler. Sprung from all tall trees on windy heights, these rollers transport me as they turn upon the table. Dearer to me the die that never slumbers than the deep draught of Mujavan's own Soma. She never vexed me, nor was angry with me, but to my friends and me was ever gracious. For the die's sake, whose single point is final, mine own devoted wife I alienated. My wife holds me aloof, her mother hates me, the wretched man finds none to give him comfort. As of a costly horse grown old and feeble, I find not any profit of the gamester. Others caresses the wife of him whose riches the die hath coveted, that rapid cursor. Of him speak father, mother, brother, saying, we know him not, bind him and take him with you. When I resolve to play with these no longer, my friends depart from me and leave me lonely. When the brown dice thrown on the board have rattled, like a fond girl I seek the place of meeting. The gamester seeks the gambling house and wonders his body all affair, shall I be lucky? Still do the dice extend his eager longing, staking his gains against his adversary. Dice verily are armed with goads and driving hooks, deceiving and tormenting, causing grievous woe. They give frail gifts and then destroy the man who wins, thickly anointed with the player's fairest good. Merrily sports their troop, the 53, like Savithar, the god whose ways are faithful. They bend not even to the mighty anger. The king himself pays homage and reverses them. Downward they roll and then spring quickly upward, and handless force the man with hands to serve them. Cast on the board like lumps of magic charcoal, though cold themselves they burn the heart to ashes. The gambler's wife is left forlorn and wretched. The mother mourns the son who wanders homeless. In constant fear, in debt and seeking riches, he goes by night unto the home of others. Sad is the gambler when he sees a matron, another's wife, and his well-ordered dwelling. He yokes the brown steeds in the early morning, and when the fire is cold, sinks down on outcasts. To the great captain of your mighty army, who hath become the host's imperial leader, to him I show my 10 extended fingers. I speak the truth, no wealth am I withholding. Play not with dice, no cultivate thy corn land. Enjoy the gain and deem that wealth sufficient. There are thy cattle, there thy wife, O gambler, so this good Savithar himself hath told me. Make me your friend, show us some little mercy. Assail us not with your terrific fierceness. Appeased be your malignity and anger, and let the brown dice snare some other captive. The falcon. The leger falcon is a mid-sized bird of prey which occurs in the Indian subcontinent. It resembles the lanner falcon but is darker overall and has blackish trousers. Fledglings have an almost entirely dark underside, and first-year sub-adult birds still retain much dark on the belly. Mandala 4, Sukta 27, Rishi Vamadeva Gautama in Metta Tristub visualized the falcon. I, as I lay within the womb, considered all generations of these gods in order. 100 iron fortresses confined me, but forth I flew with rapid speed a falcon. Not at his own free pleasure did he bear me, he conquered with his strength and manly courage. Straightway the bold one left the finds behind him and passed the winds as he grew yet more mighty. When with loud cry from heaven down sped the falcon, thence hasting like the wind, he bore the bold one. Then widely raging in his mind, the archer Krishnu aimed and loosened the string to strike him. The falcon bore him from heaven's lofty summit as the swift car of Indra's friend bore Bhujayu. Then downward bitter fell a flying feather of the bird, hasting forward in his journey. And now let Meghavan accept the beaker, white filled with milk, filled with the shining liquid, the best of sweet milk, meat which the priests have offered, that Indra to his joy may drink the hero, that he may take and drink it to his rapture. Frogs. What does it mean that the frogs have granted riches, cows and longevity? Now as almost all the Rigvedic hymns are dedicated to the Devas, there must be a special reason why one hymn is dedicated to frogs. The only other mentions of frogs in the Vedas that are found in the Yajurveda Taittiriya Samhita, requesting a female frog to sanctify the yajna, and in the Atharva Veda in a prayer to hasten the rain. Frogs are universally considered a sign of the rain. Atharva Veda also mentions frogs, but it is a repeat of Rig Veda. The possibility that the Rigvedic hymn was comparing the frogs to Brahmanas, since the frogs were considered auspicious. But why were they considered auspicious in the first place? Beyond this, is there any special reason why frogs are mentioned in the Vedas? Why are frogs held auspicious? If the Vedas were handed down from God, why would God choose to mention such a mundane and worldly thing in Scripture? Something that does not concern spirituality but seems firmly rooted in the environment of those who first compiled the Vedas in this age. Mandala 730 Sukta, Rishi Vasistha Maitravarni in meter Anushtup hailed the frog. They who lay quiet for a year, the Brahmanas who fulfill their oath, the frogs have lifted up their voice, the voice Prajanya hath inspired. What time on these, as on a dry skin, lying in the pool's bed, the floods of heaven descended. The music of the frogs comes forth in concert, like the cows lowing with their calves beside them. When at the coming of the rains the water has poured upon them as they earned and thirsted, one seeks another as he talks, and greets him with cries of pleasure as a son of his father. Each of these twine receives the other kindly, while they are reveling in the flow of waters. When the frog, moistened by the rain, springs forward, and green and spotty both combine their voices. One of these repeats the other's language, as he who learns the lesson of the teacher. Your every limb seems to be growing larger as he converses with eloquence on the waters. One is cow below and goat bleat the other. One frog is green and one of them is spotty. They bear one common name, and yet they vary, and talking modulate the voice diversely. As Brahmanas sitting round the brimful vessel talk at the Soma rite of Atharva, so frogs gather round the pool to honor this day of all the year, the first of rain time. These Brahmanas with the Soma Jews performing their year-long rite have lifted up their voices, and these Atharvas, sweating with their kettles, come forth and show themselves, and none are hidden. They keep the 12 months God-appointed order, and never do the men neglect the season. Soon as the rain time in the year returneth, these who were heated kettles gain their freedom. Cow below and goat bleat have granted riches, and green and spotty have vouchsafed us treasure. The frogs who give us cows in hundreds lengthen our lives this most fertilizing season.